relationship status?
So I guess you would call me single. I had about a 10-year relationship, a typical marriage, the whole thing. Had my kids with that guy. We got divorced 5 years ago. So I left him, and then I now am all of the above. I don't agree to, I just go with the flow. I go with the coochie flow, you could say. I do whatever I want.
What does that mean?
It just means that I basically allow partners or men to prove themselves to me. So I don't agree to monogamy. I don't agree to any sort of structure of a relationship. I just go out and have the connections and things that I desire, and then I let men, if they would like to try to be a husband or something to me, I basically give them the price of that, whether that's with how much time I want of them, how much sex I want, how much money I want. I just put it to each man, and I allow them to kind of rise to the top with whatever ones have a more what you would consider a dating relationship with me, or a sexual relationship, or a friends with benefits. I just kind of leverage and get my needs met. So
when you say leverage, what do you mean?
Basically the same way that you would do business negotiations. So a man comes to me and let's say he wants to take me out, and I read vibes very well. So I know that means I would like to take you to dinner, I would like to give you some drinks, I would like to take you back and have sex with you. So if I know that that's what he's coming at me with, I set the price for judging on his character, where he's at in life, his vibe, the whole thing. I say, okay, if that's what you want from me, then it's going to cost you my rent this month. Let's say he's a very kind of low vibe guy, and I read that, and it's not somebody I would really want to have a relationship with, but I need my rent paid, and I got a little bit of time. So I give him that price. He either agrees to it, and I go on the date with him, and then I never agree to doing anything sexual with people unless that's what my body wants to do at the real time. So I make that clear to the man, go to the dinner with him, he paid my rent, let's say, and let's say I'm not feeling it. I say, thank you very much, I had a great time. You got your couple hours with me, you got to have a nice conversation, I probably gave you some great ideas for your business, I gave you some great ideas for moving forward, and you have a nice day. Or all the way to, I really like the guy, good quality man, I ask him to take me to ice cream, and then I sleep with him whenever I want to sleep with him, that type of thing. So it just depends on what you're bringing me.
And so you said that the price for that is your rent.
No, it just depends on the man.
SoCal rent or Texas rent?
It's $2,700 SoCal rent.
Okay. So for a man to spend a night with you, the cost is $2,700.
It just depends on the man. Some men are my friends, and I like having sex with them, and I feel safe with them, and they might bring me a burrito and we fuck, if I can say that. Some men, that's like fine. I said, their vibration, their energy is very kind of toxic and low vibration, and that's my test. It's kind of like women test men, right? So however we do it, we all do it. We see how much attention he's going to give us. We see how available he is or not. We see if he lives with his mother. We see if he has
How much does it cost if he lives with his mom? Does it cost more or less? Like, do you do charity? Okay,
so I'll give you an example. So I have all these guys in their 20s sliding into my DMs, and they want to go out with me. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing is I understand this is not a man I'm going to sleep with. This is not a man I'm ever going to think of as a husband. But you know what? I like that he shot his shot. And you know what? This guy, with where he's at in life, logically, he needs to be going and getting himself like a single mom stripper. And so I think logically, okay, let me help raise this man up. And what I say is, I just did this, 27-year-old man. I could tell maybe he has an apartment or some roommates, maybe he lives with his parents, but he's at that phase of life. You can't afford a woman like me. So I agree to, what can he afford? He could afford to take me to lunch. So I say, listen, I'll meet you for lunch. My son needs new summer clothes, like summer shorts. How about this? I'll meet you for lunch. You can have me for like 2 hours, and we can just, on Amazon right there, you can order my son the stuff he wants, because you need to practice providing for that child of that single mom that's at your level. So let me help you practice. And then I'm going to even coach you through how to have eyes for the woman that you're qualified to be with right now. And then I tell him, she's a stripper. She's a stripper at a strip club. She's a single mom. She probably has one little kid. And these are the things that you want to look for of being able to tell the good women versus the toxic just strippers who are just career strippers and they're just working you for their money, because there's signs of how to know. There's signs of how to tell a good woman, even if she's in a non-traditional profession. There are signs there. So I will coach this young man through that. That in and of itself is literally worth thousands of dollars of my consulting time as a therapist, as a professional. I agreed to do it for a lunch and maybe $100 of buying my son his summer clothes. Now, if he agrees to it, what a brilliant freaking guy.
Word.
If he doesn't, we don't go on the date. He loses it. So that's how I do it.
You mentioned low vibration.
Yes.
So what is a low vibration?
Okay, so we are all actually vibrating energy. We are not solid form. We are literally atoms. We are a cluster of atoms that appears to be solid, but there is space in between each atom and it's vibrating, right? So what we are calling emotion, that's an energetic vibrational frequency. So shame carries a particular frequency, for example. And the thing is, we have not been taught how to properly process or handle any of these more difficult feeling emotions. Think when you get embarrassed and your cheeks flush. It has a physical effect on our body, these different emotions, right? So we have not been taught that it's okay to feel shame or embarrassment. So when it comes, it's supposed to just correct us. It's supposed to say, hey, you might want to put a sweatshirt on.
Don't they say that you attract your vibration?
Exactly. So when I say
does
low
that mean that you're attracting these low vibration men because you're low vibration?
No,
By
here's
your
the thing.
logic, 'cause I don't believe in that,
You
but-
can't control the energy coming at you. What you can control is which energy you allow into your close space. So when these low vibration guys come, so they're stuck in their childhood issues. So they are stuck in shame, they are stuck in fear, they are stuck in scarcity, they are stuck in pride, ego, all of this. So it makes a low vibration because these things are literally weighing them down.
No, I get that. But if they're in low vibration,
So
from
that's how I
UH
test.
standpoint,
That's how I test.
they can only attract low vibration
Exactly.
people.
So if he's coming at me and I'm essentially inviting him to raise his vibration, I'm inviting him to trust a healthy woman who knows him, can see through him, and can
But
raise
by that
him
logic,
up.
he would only be able to attract you if you were a healthy woman. He would only be able to attract you if he was healthy. But because he's not healthy, he's attracting you.
No, because he's unhealthy, he says no to the deal. If he was willing to step up and be a little bit healthier, he would agree to the deal.
But if you're high vibration, why would you agree to that deal? If you're
I didn't agree to it.
Isn't that going to lower your
Because I
vibration?
have the wisdom over the years to know how high to set the price. So that's how I weed the men out.
Okay.
So this guy, for example, he was so low vibration, he wasn't even willing to spend $150 to spend an afternoon with a woman like me.
On
That's
a first
some,
date?
Right? That's some low vibe shit.
No, I was gonna say 150 on a first date is kind of wild.
Well, when you get to my level,
on a first date,
that's nothing. Normal first dates for me are thousands of dollars.
that's insane. That's not really what's happening.
Usually it's like free to
to go
like
to the
have
beach,
people's time.
like
Yeah.
Like a
like
walk
it's
in
just
the
a first
park.
date. You're getting to know the person. This isn't like you're my girlfriend. I'm gonna spend thousands of dollars on you.
But
Hundreds
here's
of
the
dollars on
thing. When you're an expert psychoanalyst, you don't need that. You know the person
That's
instantly.
true. Yeah.
So I have that gift.
But what if
I don't need all this time to get to know a man. I don't need it. I know right away. Almost like what you would think of as a psychic, right into you, right away. I know exactly what you got going on because I'm such a master at the human psyche. I'm very educated. Again, I'm not a typical woman walking around. I can coach women through some basic skills. You don't have to be my level. But it's street smarts. You read vibes. You don't read what they say. You're reading between the lines, ladies, and that's how you do the choosing. These guys are marketing. They're using sleazy marketing tactics to sell you some shit. Don't buy that shit. Read the vibe.
Excuse me,
They're buying your shit.
What if
What if he doesn't have the skills that you have, and he can't
Then I'm
read
not
between
his
all
girl.
that?
Then you might be his girl, or you might be his
I'm
girl.
definitely not his girl.
Right? But you
And
see what I'm
how do
saying?
you-
There's
how do you
plenty
let
of
him
variety
down?
out
But
there.
why don't you just go for a man that's on your caliber?
I do.
Like, what's the
I
point
do.
of
That's how
entertaining?
you-
I know, but what's the point of entertaining
'Cause
these
it's a
guys
business.
that you know are
It's a
pathetic?
business. I don't entertain them.
But you do. You allow them to take you out on dates and pay for your son's
That's
clothes.
You
on
didn't
low
Amazon.
understand. You know, you
vibrational.
didn't understand. He didn't accept, so I didn't go.
But if he did accept, why entertain that? You know, that's a pitiful man. He's not even
my
important
son
enough
needs
to.
his fucking basketball shorts.
I know, but that's what a job is for.
That is my
Or
job.
you go for a good man that can afford your son and is okay with you having other children, and he could take care of you and
I
the
think
kids.
you're missing the point. I'm a consultant and a sex and relationship coach. This is my business.
Okay, but we're talking in dating.
Yeah, but we're talking like-
we're
yeah.
talking. In,
I
dating.
run my dating life as my business. Kill two birds.
God.
So-
There you go. Win-win.
So you
I make my
date-
money dating,
That
in a
makes
sense. I make my money dating. And then, like right now, one of my clients, he's the husband with benefits type of guy. He pays my bills if I need. He takes me on nice trips. We talk to each other. He helps me with business connections. He gets what he wants, and I get
Can
what
you
I want.
can you explain for me, because I've been listening for a little bit, how you would distinguish yourself from a prostitute?
It's honestly not. It's the same type of energy exchange. We call it whatever you want. I have no taboo about it. We're all doing that. You're going to your job, clocking in, clocking out, doing something that you don't necessarily want to do. Guess what I get to do? I only do things I want to do.
So that sounds like a sugar relationship then.
I mean, you can call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just an energy exchange, and that's how you do it. And honestly, if you think about it, this is how we do everything in life. Everything's a negotiation. Here's my energy. What are you willing to give me in exchange for this energy?
But you said you're like a dating and relationship coach, right? So how is it that you're going about having shallow interactions, like looking at transactions?
There's nothing
but
shallow about me,
thinking
honey.
You're
There's
a
nothing.
relationship dating expert when
Because
that's not love.
Hide
That's a business.
I'm not operating on love. I'm operating on a business. And if I fall in love in doing my business, like I have friends, like I said, I have friends with benefits. I love them. They love me. There's no money exchange. There's energy, there's whatever. But when I have strangers that I've never met, this is my testing process. I'm going to treat you like this is a job. This is my profession. If you agree and you pass my test and you show me you're a good man, then
have a
guess what?
question.
Things change.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just trying to understand and process everything.
I think we all are.
What if he is trying to distinguish you as well?
I don't
Should
play that
he-
fucking game. I
should
have
he-
nothing to prove. I have the
should-
pussy.
No. No, but yeah, okay.
It's true, girls. It's our
Uh-huh.
commodity.
No, like, but
your
to
body is
spend
your most
100
priceless
and-
commodity.
You
Why
really
are we
think your
acting
body
like-
is the most
To spend
priceless
It
thing?
is. It 100%.
on
It
a
creates
first date.
life, girls.
100%.
Oh, of course.
It creates life. Without my body, this human population wouldn't continue.
So what's gonna
Same with
happen when you're
yours.
80 and nobody is gonna be in that?
My pussy game
Or you
will
can't.
still
What
be-
medically? What if medically you can't? Because
Guess
that
what?
happens. I work with seniors, and
But
there's a
guess
lot
what?
of seniors that
I
cannot
got a
have
hand.
sex.
I got a mouth.
Yeah, but
I
nobody wants to actually die alone.
I'm not gonna die alone. Are you kidding me? I'm surrounded by people who love
I know, but
me.
you're talking
I
about
have
a
children.
hand. Like your own hand is not the same as a man that actually loves you and holding you and being around you.
I
Like,
have
it's not the
those
same.
guys who love
I
me.
used to
I know,
take
but-
care of a 99-year-old man, and he had all the money, billionaire.
Yeah.
No, he never got married, never had kids. So when he died, the money went to his fourth cousin that he never met. His wraparound terrace penthouse in New York City went to the state. And
So it went to the state. It didn't go to his family.
It was going to go to the state. It went to the fourth cousin because they found someone that was
They
related
had to find
him.
someone.
But he never met the guy.
That's pretty sad.
He-
Yeah, but that's
He
sad.
assumed it's
You
gonna
don't
go
even
to the
have any
state.
children to bring that money down to. They could just
And
take
it's
that
so
money and start
sad
businesses or.
that-
So
Like,
imagine
just
there's
doesn't
a
make
there's a bunch of
anybody-
these guys out here, ladies, who
What did
are
you work
just
your whole
looking for
life for?
companionship. They're honestly just looking for companionship because they thought that life was about money. So they spent their whole lives chasing money only to end up realizing I just actually want companionship. So when I say pussy, what I'm really meaning is feminine energy. Feminine energy is so valuable. And at the end of the day, men, if you bring them healthy, authentic feminine energy, which guess what? takes their ego down a notch sometimes, because taking a man's ego down is actually helping his soul emerge. So he rises up as being a better man if he handles that well. If he gets all egotistical about it and doesn't listen,